That's a lot of fucking.
And
That's a lot of fucking.
yeah, but
Denise and Marlo, you are now listening to the Drunken Monks Podcast.
We're back.
we're back.
Woo! Denise, good evening, sweetheart. Good evening.
Hey,
good evening.
Marlo, how are you?
I am tired.
You're tired?
I'm tired and I'm hot.
It's the first episode of the fifth season, and you're tired?
The 5th season and I'm tired. And I'll tell you why. Because ungodly apocalypse has already started to take place outside. I don't know who or what your ancestor did to piss off whatever gods that is above Curacao. But y'all need to pay the piper quick. Sacrifice a chicken, do your santeria, whatever the fuck that y'all do. But for real, man, it's hot as a motherfucker outside, dog.
All right, this weekend I will have my santeria ceremony, my brua ceremony.
Ooh, but wait, no, let me
Oh
introduce
no, brua
ourselves.
is not politically correct anymore. No, you can't say brua.
No?
It's something else.
Oh, shit. All right,
Yeah.
okay. But anyway, let me introduce ourselves. Hey, guys, my name is Marla Brown.
Denise Faber.
We are
The Drunken Monks.
Drunken Monks back in the house, baby. Oh,
Well,
my
in a new house.
In a new house. Yeah, look at it.
We're in the Rum Locker, St. Annabay
jeez.
Rum Locker,
Yeah,
right
man.
here in Punda.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our sponsor for the season, Annabay Rum Club, damn it. Or Annabay Club Rum. Did I get it right?
Annabay Club.
Club. There we
Rum.
go. Let me leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez. So, guys, if you're ever feeling kind of frisky, this is the rum of the future, basically. Locally made,
Yep.
locally owned, locally everything. They have a new initiative that they're trying to do. And we will have someone of the company come and join us for like a bit to be able to go tell us a little bit more like about the thing. But in the meantime, we have our booze. We have our new place.
So what
We
are we
have
drinking?
ourselves. I wonder what we're drinking. Yo, can you see it? I wonder what we're drinking. Salute, darling.
Annabay Amber.
Annabay Amber, for sure. I have to say,
Lekker.
no, but for real, it is a smoother rum than I'm used to. You are the rum lady, I am the whiskey man, and you've given me rum in the past, and they're all nice and thing, but they always have a bit of a bit of an after kick or whatnot. Annabay rum, hands down, has a smooth taste, and that's not just me shilling, that's me telling the truth. Like,
Yeah, it's very nice and vanilla-y een beetje.
Milli Vanilli.
Vanilly een beetje.
So you're calling it fake is what you're trying to say?
No. I'm calling it nice and sweet.
Suave.
And not age appropriate. I mean, not for all ages, dat bedoel
Nee,
ik.
of course not.
Maar goed, in a minute we're gonna have somebody explain us a little bit about the rums.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah.
And about the company and about everything else.
Yeah.
Shall we get to it, my love?
Yeah, boom, bang, let's go.
Bang, bye. All right, so you and I have been keeping up with the news. It has been a moment, it has been a bit of a while that we've been on. About 4 months, 5 months?
No, so long?
February, volgens mij, hoor.
I don't know, but we're back.
Yeah, man, but we are back. But a lot of things have changed in the interim. I have gotten to catch up on a lot of geopolitics lately.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one cat, Peter Zion, that I've been really digging on one on the
He's
so.
a
But
American political analyst.
yeah, he's
yeah.
a consultant. He's an analyst. Does a lot of geopolitics things and one on the so. Has his own YouTube thing. I could link in the description. But he has rung one particular bell, and that bell is that across the world, vergrijzing is basically taking place.
Aging.
Yeah, so basically what that means is that demographically speaking, you got more old people than you got middle-aged people or young people to fill in the gap especially for the social net that old people need. You know what I mean? So basically pensions and like certain kind of Medicare, like that type of thing.
It's interesting because not too long, a couple of days ago, our own Chata, so the Curacao Hospitality Association, also rung the bell. They were talking at a press conference, and then they were saying that the island needs to grow to. I'm reading the newspaper clip to at least 250,000. People living here, and we're now at 100 and maybe 48,000. So
I thought it was 160.
No, it's not 160.
Oh shit.
The population has decreased. So
Right.
let's say it's about 150, but it's even less than 150. So we need to increase with 100,000 people to be able to continue to grow. At this moment, there are a lot of problems in a lot of sectors, but especially hospitality. There are no people to work, and they attribute it partly.
I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah. The Chata wants to contribute this and other organizations to this aging, but more factors, I believe, play a role. And now the Chata, the hospitality branch representatives now are calling upon the government to come up with policies and measures to increase the population. And they're even going as far as saying that we need to grow with 10,000 people per year coming in.
That's a lot of fucking.
And
That's a lot of fucking.
yeah, but it has to boil down to immigration, because even if you do the deed and
Right.
even if you get pregnant, it will take a good 16 to 18 years before you can use
See-
that person, before you can employ that person.
See, I'm so glad that you said that before I did, because I'm usually the one to ring that particular bell. Oh, we got to bring some people in. We got to do this. We got, and it's not a popular stance. Like, it's not a stance where a lot of people would be behind, because there's an instinct of, oh, we bring in too many people too
But
quick.
listen, it's
you're
not
gonna
me
lose
saying
yourself.
that we need to bring it in, but I'm saying
That's
if,
what Chatter wants,
if
and
you
this is the
grow,
way forward.
it's either birth or import.
Yeah.
And birth is not so likely because it takes a long time and people are not pooping out kids anymore.
You'd be surprised, but no, but still. No, but how name? But no, but all right. But then let's start with that point.
Yeah.
Let us start with that point. Let's assume that they go the way that they want to go
Yeah.
when it comes to immigration. So every immigration policy that you can think of
Yeah.
is absolutely perfect, and you do get the 10,000.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put them?
Well, it so happens that
It's-
our beloved Mr. Willimal, for those of you who are not on the island, he owns or used to own 10% of the island, the east part of the island, Oostpunt.
Right.
And he just sold a quarter of his estate.
Okay, but then
So-
that hasn't answered my question
You
yet.
can
Whether-
build the houses, you can build the skyscrapers. I'm not saying I want that. I mean,
No,
you can
but I mean,
create
wait.
room to put the people.
Wait a minute. You could create room, but that's on Oostkust, right? Like that's on the east side of the island,
Yeah.
right? So that's where, for example, where my neighborhood is, Until is, like
Yeah,
that side of the
farther,
island.
farther.
Furthermore,
Yeah.
right? Like Montaña, Santa
up
Barbara,
Montaña, there,
furthermore,
yeah.
right? How bad is the traffic there already? Just to
I
name
don't know.
one thing.
I don't come past Salinas.
Okay, so I do, right? Like I live at like the first third of hell, zeg maar. And they use my road, which is like a back road, as a highway now, because they are trying to get a little bit further in hell.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? One main road, the Caracas Byweg, right? That services at my count, let me see, Jonsafat, Jontil, Montaña, Dominguito, Potelier,
yeah,
Kralspecht.
yeah,
And we missing Janway as well.
yeah.
Right? 7 neighborhoods, 1 pipeline.
Roy Santu, 8 neighborhoods.
Roy Santu, there we go.
Brakkeput.
Brakkeput, Spaanse Water, noem maar op, weet je?
Yeah.
So, and we already have a clusterfuck of a situation for just that alone. Now, those that can live it, and especially those that got Porsches and BMWs, live until got a little bit of air could go in, they could listen to a podcast like ours, please. Right?
Like, subscribe, share.
There we go, right? But all of that could happen if you're well-to-do. But if you're not, like if you're lesser off, especially if you need to depend on public transportation and that type of thing, it's already an untenable situation for that.
Yeah.
You understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
So, and again, that's just one question out of many. You get
Maar okay, I wait. Just keep your point, stick a pin
Right.
in it.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
Okay, I get that the situation right now is untenable. It's right now it's too many people, too many cars, too many whatever for the infrastructure that we have. And I don't only mean roads, but just the whole layout of the island, right?
Correct.
But if we don't do nothing, how are we gonna afford our health care? How are we gonna afford pensions? How are we gonna afford education? How are we gonna make money to afford? Because I think the problem, yeah, I know you want to break in,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think the
yeah.
problem that we have at it,
Ready to go.
in our island and at this time is that we want first world services, we want first world amenities, but we cannot afford it. Like
Logistically speaking.
if you're in New York, 8 million people. If you're in Holland, the whole of Holland, 17 million people. You
Right.
spread the costs of all these major infrastructural things of hospital roads amongst millions. Here
Right.
we're spreading it amongst 148,000 and even less, because how many of those people are working? How many are babies? How many are old people?
Right.
So how can we maintain or even improve? I'm not even talking about improve. How can we maintain our lifestyle if we do not grow?
No, I mean to say, look, but there is growth to be had. Do not get me wrong. My content contention was you can't put it on that side of the island. There is a place where it can be grown out to.
Don't say Terracotta Barber.
Why not?
Because it's the same. That's the same bullshit that you have. It's only because you're living on the east side. But if you're
No,
going to
but
know, if you're going to Banabao, there's also one road from Zegu all the way to, so from the airport basically all the way to West Punt is just one road, huh?
yeah, but then okay, but then
And right now in the morning, sorry to cut you across, right now in the morning, it's the same headache. Everybody has to leave Groteberg, Harmonia, Dania, all the neighborhoods on that side to come into town.
which is that one big roundabout or one big planchi traffic or like or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But then I would counteract you with this one. There is a lot more chance if they're doing the job right for eminent domain than there is on this side of the island. So by Voorbeeld, let's say that you want to do eminent domain.
Can you explain what eminent domain
Okay,
is?
so for those that don't know, like the term eminent domain is kind of like a catch-all, but most the governments have a ruling in place, and ours do too, like as well, where you can either buy or appropriate
On
private
eigen?
land. Right,
Yeah.
you appropriate, and in certain cases you annex the damn thing, private land for a public good.
Yeah.
And if you do that part,
Yeah.
then but it has to be unequivocally a public good. There is no politics behind it. You can prove beyond study, beyond study,
When
beyond
in
study.
Curacao was there no politics involved?
But no, but didn't I say that? You have a better chance of doing eminent domain over at how it named, like over at Bandabao side than you do at Bandariba. The reason being is because there's less building across. There's a lot of
Yeah.
private land. I gave you that, and there's a lot of private owners or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nothing built for like a lot of space. There's nothing
Yeah.
built for. Somebody got to tell me wrong, and I'm pretty sure that somebody's gonna tell me wrong at some point. But that is what I feel like. Okay, so then that would be one thing on Sahmar. And to me, like there is a social stigma that goes towards Bandabao that developers don't want to go there because they feel like, oh, there's only poor folk that's over there.
But that's
Oh,
the same
like,
thing
there's
for
only-
Bandariba, like not up to Caracas Bay, but if you go Montaña Fuik, that has like Fuik has the same stigma. So I don't know. Okay, I get what you're saying and I get about the space, but what about if we make our public transportation better? So if we have a fully functioning bus system or whatever other means of transportation
Right.
that runs on time, that runs regularly, that during rush hours has more service,
Right.
would it not be an option? Because you can leave your car and just hop on the bus or on the metro, whatever we have, and
Right.
go to town or wherever you have to go.
That would solve a majority of problems, but again, it's not. You and I dabble in the culture of things and in the psychology of things. You could bring the bestest bus on the planet here right now. You could bring the bestest metro on the planet here, tram, whatever, right? People will still see it as like poor folk is on like the only
No,
ones.
put Wi-Fi on the bus, put the bar in the bus, and put music in the bus.
Put
Everybody
airco
going
in
to
the
be
goddamn
put
bus.
airco in the bus.
Put airco in the goddamn
Put-
bus. You're gonna get some people going
Put a
with that
snack
one.
in the bus so I can get my ham and eggs, and then you're gonna see that everybody gonna take the bus. No, okay, I get that there is a stigma,
Yeah,
but
like
I
there's
think
a stigma
no,
for
but
like a
I
lot of
think
things that could improve here, man.
I think the culture is changing, and amongst on young even older professionals. I think
Right.
like if there was a bus, if I could just take a bus that was dependable, I would gladly take the bus because I can read something in the bus.
Okay.
Right now, I'm in traffic. I'm just, I'm
Stuck.
cussing everybody out because nobody knows how to drive. I
Right.
cannot do nothing. I try to listen to a podcast, Drunken Monks, but
Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah.
I get distracted by all the nonsense that is going on. But if
Right.
somebody can drive and I could just read or prepare my presentation, my meeting, I
Right.
think it would be awesome. It should not cost 10 guilders per ride, but if it's just like, I don't know, a good price, and maybe you can even say people who make less than whatever amount get to go on the bus for free or pay 1 guilder, the others pay 3 guilders, whatever.
Right.
You can figure out a system.
I will say this much: it would give a hell of an opportunity. Like, if this whole growth thing is a real thing and should happen, and you need sowieso, it'll have to be. You have to put different kind of infrastructure. Schools have got to be built. More roads, more aqualectra, more this and that. It's a hell of a chance, especially with the transport, to go green. Like, it's a hell of a moment then, because then anything you would like implement, like at that point, oh, we getting new buses, okay, all of them are like, like EV. We getting a tram, oh, it's solar powered or weighted fill. You know what I mean? Like there's a chance to do that with that and stuff. And I do feel genuinely that while it can happen, I wonder again, to you and I have the same question, the leadership, can they do it? Would they be willing to do it? Like that type of thing. They're not gonna play pop politics with it or whatnot or whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah. No, but
Okay,
like, is this a good place?
It's a good place, but I had a spin-off, but let's go to the break and
Yeah, man. I mean,
we'll-
yeah,
we'll be
dude,
back.
we just got in. We taking our time. We are relaxing it in our new spot. The rum is good. And I'll tell you what, guys, we will be
Right back.
right back.
And we're back.
We're back.
I forgot to put the mic back after this refill break.
Yeah, you're getting used to the news kind of digs.
Yeah,
like
the
you're
rum
getting
locker in
Yeah,
Annabay, right here in town. Harchapunda,
Harchapunda, baby.
the heart of Curacao.
In the middle of Punda vibes, so like, like my dad. We always record now, like on a Thursday, and it feels good to be in town. Like, it feels good to
Yeah,
be
and
here.
if you're in town, just pass by Annabay.
Sure thing.
You know, they have nice rums. You can sample them, take a sip here and there.
Take a
Highly
sip.
recommend the amber,
Yeah,
right?
because rum and coke now with
Yeah,
the amber.
I also put some Coke. If not, we're going to really be talking some
talking
bullshit.
shit.
So, yeah.
It's all good. All right, but
Okay,
indeed,
see.
but
See, because
bring
I
us in.
had a point. We left right at a point that I wanted to make. So let's jump right into it.
Okay, go right ahead.
So we were talking about this, that the population needs to grow and where and how and what. But is this, what is het tegenovergestelde van overpopulation?
Population. No,
Is
no.
it lack of population?
No, I think it's
Is it
under, but I'm not quite
population
sure.
gap?
Yeah, no, sowieso. But there's a negative birth rate. That one I know, but I don't know what the other term is.
Okay,
but just the
is
opposite
it-
of overpopulation.
Yeah,
correct,
maar is it
correct.
niet a worldwide problem? So we can now say, yeah, we need to bring in all these people, but all the countries in the world need to bring in all these people to function. And I think there are studies that by the end of this century, like in what, in 80 years,
Right.
you're just not gonna have enough people.
Uh,
Like
well, okay, all right,
nowhere.
okay.
Like
So, all right. So we start on gloom and doom. God bless. I got a drink. Thank you, Annabay. Hey, here we go. No, okay. In a very truncated nutshell. Um, After World War One, in like no, not World War One, World War Two.
two,
Sorry.
yes.
In most of the Western world, you had what was called the baby boom, and that's where the term boomers come from, and so forth and so forth.
Annoying.
Right, but this is the interesting thing about boomers, where we're at, and life in general now.
All right.
So what happens is that for the Dorsney person, when they are going through their life's journey
Yeah.
in a Western society, what is the first thing that they tell you if that you start to work? Check your pension, right?
Yeah.
You got to check for like a pension, pay in to the pension. The earlier that you pay in, the better it is,
Yeah.
right? So that you can you can pay for it cheaper, get more at the end, and so forth and so forth, right? Like
Yeah.
like it's like you bank loan into like an instancy, like or whatever, right? This is where it gets interesting. So somewhere in our lifetime, or somewhere between World War II and now, banks figured out that you can use pensions as a capital, right? So you can
Alright.
use pensions to invest. You can use the pensions
No,
to do
you
certain.
mean wait. You mean the money that is deducted every month from your pay that
Right.
can be used to invest.
Right, the
Yeah,
capital
okay.
that is held on to
Yeah.
before they pay you out,
Yeah.
Safmar.
So it's not yet your pension. It
Right.
is the
Which is
payment towards your pension.
right, it's payment towards your pension, and to be fair, you are borrowing them that money anyway because you are expecting interest and all that type of thing
Yeah.
back to like as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then in that idea, right? You have a bunch of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds that are quote unquote borrowing money to these financial institutions. What happens is that they take that type of money, and if they're responsible, we've seen some bullshit too, like over like the years. But
Right
if,
here on the island.
but if they're responsible, what they tend to do is that they would take that money and invest it responsibly and safely, and then that would be into things like bonds as opposed to stocks. That
I
would be
thought you was going to say weapons, but okay.
that would be, for example, to like as well infrastructural like projects of infrastructure,
Yeah.
right? Now here's the thing: when the boomers were having kids, it was okay to have 3, 4, 5 kids, right? Over time, and this is just a thing of late stage democracy, right? This is just any place, right?
Yeah.
Over time, the more prosperous a place becomes, the less kids tends to be born after a while. People tend to like, okay, you know what? Women especially tend to, you know what? I'm gonna have a kid a little later, and so that shortens the gap of instead of 3, 4, I'm gonna do 2, 3, or 1, 2,
Yeah,
right?
1, 2.
Right. That they have people that also just decide, you know what? I'm not gonna have a kid. Period. There are a lot of that things that is going on. So that happened worldwide. You had a big explosion of population, and then you had like a lot of people decide, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of relax and whatnot.
Or the government deciding for you. China, one child policy.
There you go. Where China is now completely fucked with that
Yep.
like as well. But we'll leave that one alone. But all around the world, you kind of saw the same thing. Like you didn't have enough people to replace the people that were before. And you can say, okay, but then if all these people have a kid, but then it's not quite that. It's 2 people having 1 child. It's 2 people maybe having 2 children. So it's like you're already starting at a loss.
You need
You understand what I mean?
need
2.5 or
2.4,
2.5 or something like that.
well,
right?
you need 2.1 children on average to be able to replace, like globally speaking,
Yeah.
to replace
Replenish. Right.
the population.
Right.
We're now globally speaking at 2.4.
Right.
A lot of countries are under it.
Right.
So it is the question, and they expect by like in 80 years that we're going to be at 1.7.
Okay,
then
but
you're
then
fucked.
all that to say this, because this is some boring shit, but I'm gonna bring it back home because this is gloom and doom now. All that to say this, all the boomers, the last of the boomers,
The last
they're-
of the
they
boomers.
they are reaching pension age right now. In the next 5 years, all the boomers will be out of the system. Now, with the pension especially, This is the problem with the pension, especially. They put in to the system, and it was available to the system. It was money that was floating around between us all. Again, that could be borrowed to governments, that could be borrowed to like infrastructure projects, all of that. But now the boomers are cashing out. They want their pension. There is not money that's going to be in the system like anymore, and you have less people having to put into the system capital that was already there that you can't depend on like anymore. And on top of everything else, you have nowadays populism, lack of trust in government, a lot of weird shit that's going on. So there's no kind of interaction between certain segments of certain economies like as well.
Yeah.
To give you like an example, Germany is fucked. Holland is half fucked, but Germany is fucked.
Why?
Germany is fucked because a lot of their like energy infrastructure that they built into, and this is another side thing that we had did like as well, was heavily dependent on cheap gas
Gas,
from
yeah.
Russia.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, vergrijzing. So from one side, their like industry that they've heavily banked on cheap gas to be able to come true, and on the other side, you don't have enough engineers to man the fucking factories and wait to fail. All these things add up to, yo, we gonna have a problem. And that problem is that you don't have enough to replenish the industry.
Yeah.
Thusly now, Germany has a lot of thinking to do when it comes to energy infrastructure, when it comes to industrial infrastructure, when it comes to their social net, everything. And that's where you're starting to see like the inkrimpingen is starting to hurt. And believe it or not, as one of the and again, y'all, I'm saying this very shortly. You want to do your research upon this, please do. I don't want to sound like that dude, but you kind of need to kind of read a book on where this type of shit is concerned. But when it comes to like all of this infrastructure shit, all of this demographic shit, like I want to say, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's kind of like a chicken and egg thing. And a lot of this stuff leads to policy. A lot of this stuff leads to how governments are chosen and what decisions they make. A lot of this stuff leads to, okay, what the fuck are we going to do from here? You check what I mean? And ideologues, unfortunately, and this is my last point before that you jump back in. Ideologues, unfortunately, make the waters murkier. I won't even say the T word, but I will say, look at the rise of the right in like Italy. Look at the rise of the right
Anywhere,
in
like globally.
exactly. You know what I
Globally.
mean? And yeah, just from there we go. Please
It's
jump
doom
in.
and gloom, so I should pour
Yeah.
myself another shot.
Yo, fuck it, man. Yo, cheers to the end of the world, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
it.
But no, but I'm listening, and these are very, yeah, fundamental problems actually. What
how does that apply?
can be done for us? Are we on time? Can we do something?
No, I think the same thing that has happened the world over is happening here too, like as well. You have a lot of ouches here that, and not ouches like, oh, they're on a cane or what. No, it's more like 60-year-old managers, 65-year-old managers with no apprentice or with little to no apprentice, or you got like 60, 70, 80-year-old members of parliament or like policymakers or experts in a particular field
Yeah.
that have not handed over any kind of experience, any kind of like, hey, you might need this playbook to help you do your work within the medical field, within the oil field, within the tourism field, whatever. You have a lot of those older kind of gatekeepers right now that are, I hate to say it, but kind of holding the island just a little hostage, you know what I mean? And it can be changed. You've seen older heads become more wise and be like, yo, I gotta let go. But it does take drastic change and drastic ingreep, zeg maar.
And money.
And money. Correct.
Well, okay, you old hats, you boomers, now it's your time. It is the time to, take a break.
Yeah, but
Go on vacation, do something fun with the grands.
It's
go,
not for
go
them to step
gardening, go
aside.
like learn a new thing, windsurfing, something.
I would love for them not to do that. I would just love for them to hold an apprentice. Just
Yeah, but
an opvolger.
Yeah,
Gewoon.
but right now, but it needs a mentality shift, and I don't know. I think we're too late because the feeling that I get of a lot of old folk, they don't want to share because they want to make themselves indispensable, which nobody is. So they're not sharing knowledge. They're not sharing their experience. They are the man or the woman, and then Fuck you all.
Yeah, too.
And you know.
Doom and gloom. This was a doom and gloom fucking segment, man. God damn. Is there
So
good news?
everybody go and fuck. You
No.
know, it will multiply.
No, there is good news for certain things because this too shall pass. It might not pass in our time, but this too shall pass.
I don't know because remember, different civilization have fallen, huh?
Yeah, right.
Because I don't know if this shall pass because
This-
all those old civilizations are no longer here, and
No,
I don't
but I
know
think
what
that-
happened. But
No, but I think that we both have all the technology that we would ever want to need. Plus, we have enough, for lack of a better term, and I don't even put myself in that fucking category. But I think we have enough enlightenment that shit could turn a particular way. I'm not saying that my generation is gonna change shit or yours.
we're the same generation, Marlo. Okay.
Dude, I love fucking Ghostbusters. You don't even know it.
No, I don't know. That's true.
Nah, but what it is like, but I think that maybe my daughter, not my son, but I think that my daughter, like that's 4 years old, might see a difference in what might happen. I think her daughter, her son, my son's daughter, my son's son, might see a difference, and then you might see that we've learned a lesson. We've thrown off the shackles of all the baggage of all the bullshit, and we just go into like a better tomorrow. That is my hope, and I'm hoping that maybe that medical science and my drinking stopping at the age of 45 will allow me
One can always dream, huh?
will allow me to reach to a point where I can see it. You know what I mean? And I hope that I could see something like of it.
Salute to the future.
Salute to the future. Amen. A good stopping point. A good stopping
I
point.
think, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, no, we don't want no more doom and gloom. So let's
Yeah,
get
man.
into some fun.
We shall
things.
get
like
into
a
some
little
fun.
lighter,
Yeah.
a little more alcoholic, maybe.
Alcoholic, light alcohol.
Light alcohol and
Light
drink
alcohol.
responsibly, people.
Always, at all times, people drink responsibly. But with that, we will be.
Right back.
You heard her. We're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're
Yes.
saying that all episode. We are
Estamos.
back. No
Llegamos.
stay.
Uh-huh.
No stay. And we got somebody here with us, man. We got someone in us. I even dressed up for the occasion that I can match him a little. You know what I mean? So that I can match everything that's going on in this building here this evening.
We matching
I
all
got
right.
my
We
red
matching.
also. in my
Yeah. Just some with no, but the red is in the heart. Like the
Yes.
red is in the heart. The red is no, you got a red
Yes.
woman like kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
Hanya kind of energy. That.
Okay, let's focus on the guest, alsjeblieft.
Hey guys, my name is Marla Brown.
Denise Fiber.
We are back as the Drunken Monks for sure.
Yes.
And we got ourselves Frangelo
Yeah.
Dortalina,
Yeah.
aka Yayo.
Uh-huh.
Introduce yourself.
No. I've heard that name is earned. So it's just
Uh-huh.
Mr. Dortalina.
Thank you.
Mis-
Thank you.
Mr. Dortalina.
Thank
No,
you.
but I've earned Yayo, man. I mean, like, hey,
You have.
you can't
you
introduce
have.
him to
You
the-
know, it's not.
to
It's
the
not to
people
the
of
public.
Curacao.
it's not to the
No,
public.
It's
All right,
not
so
available to
forget
the
that what I.
Okay.
Okay.
So forget what I said, yo. But Yayo was kind enough to basically join us as one of the representatives of this fine rum brand that we are partaking in this particular season, and the fact that we're in the spotlight as well. Look at the
You know,
logo right there,
yeah,
right
so like
there,
I
right
said,
there,
it's a-
right there, right there.
That's very nice.
But yeah, but Yayo, man, welcome, and
Thank you for having me on the show. This is the first time on the show. Hopefully, I'll get to return on the show to give you guys more info, good times, and tell you about some rum.
Yeah, man. No, but all right. You've been working with Annabay how long? No.
Since that would be past November, you would say. So now it's almost about 8 to 9 months, give or take a few.
There you
give or
go.
take
But
some change.
Annabay is also a new product, right? How
That
long
is
has
correct.
Annabay been in existence?
So for now, Annabay is going to have its first year anniversary on the 30th of May, 2023.
Almost.
Yes,
Wow.
it's right
So
around the
hopefully
corner.
that we get to post this before that it's like.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. But,
But,
I mean,
what's going on the 30th? Are there great specials, discounts,
Well,
party,
man,
polo?
it's not available to the public. We're gonna leave it a little bit of a secret, but there's something coming.
Okay.
There's
so-
something sitting in the back brewing in one of the barrels.
okay.
Ooh, so keep the socials.
Sounds-
Keep an eye on the socials. I would
Yes,
say.
keep an eye on our social media.
Sounds special.
Very special indeed. You
Sounds
have no idea.
special. No, but all right, but then since it's so young, could you tell us, like who is Annabay like as a company, or what is Annabay like as a company? Like,
So
yeah,
Annabay is a local distillery. No, it's local, right?
yeah, local.
It's a local place where you want to buy and sell alcohol. Okay, it's made right here on the island.
Okay.
You get it right here. It's local. You can't get it nowhere else. Okay, it wants to distill the essence of Curacao. Okay, what we want to do is, like in Curacao, we have a lot of tourism. We have a lot of people of our, Yudi Corso, Hopi Sassoon, a lot of energy, a lot of emphasis on culture. Okay,
Right,
This is what we want to bring to the island, and we wanted to share it. We wanted to share it with our peers around us, right? And if you ever heard, the Caribbean islands, the number one thing that we have is rum. And this is what Annabay is. We want to bring the rum to your parties. We want to bring it to your houses. We want to bring it to all your social gatherings. Bring it to the culture, and we want to share the love. Bring it back all the way to Europe, maybe America, where you want to go. Take that with you. All of those memories.
Okay,
Bruh.
I understand. But put you in front of the camera.
Yo, I gotta give you a hand on that one.
You know how it be.
Practice.
Helemaal
Yo,
geen
smooth
marketing of
like
zo,
the
maar
rum.
okay.
Smooth
No.
like the rum. All right,
No,
yo, man.
but okay. So there was an idea. We need a local rum. You say it's local. What does it mean that it's local? We are not growing sugarcane in Curacao.
That is correct. What we mean by local is it's produced right here.
Okay,
It is made right here in this little shop that you guys are sitting
Oh,
on
really?
right now.
there you go.
Oh, cool.
We bottle it right here where you guys are sitting. We label it. We pour it in the glasses and in the bottles that is on this island.
We pour it in the glass.
You pour it. You can see the pour. Okay, that's a little bit too much pour, but it's okay, girl. You do you. Okay? And also, so all of the production goes on right here on the island. Everything that we do. The only thing that comes from outside is the glass and the labels. That's pretty much it, baby.
That's so what? Like even like the sugar cane and everything else. you guys-
We bring those sugar cane from the outside.
Right.
The Curacao does produce a little bit of sugar cane,
But
not enough to make a massive amount of brand that we have at the moment, but we're working on it.
but you're
We're
working
working on it, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But everything else right here on this island. This is what we mean by local. Local people, local energy, local culture, all of that is what we want to bring to the island.
Okay. Perfect, man. I mean, I would ask then, history of the company just a bit. It has to start with an idea and a person.
Yes.
Like,
yes. So if you ever heard of the Peña building?
Of course. Who doesn't
Okay.
know the
Yeah,
Peña
it was,
building?
in the late 1700s, you could say early 1700s, right? Now, at that time, it was like a tavern,
right.
and there was a barkeeper there. And when the ships were coming in with the goods, everybody was sitting up there, and they're talking about, oh, this is how I brew mine. This is how I do my rum. This is how I produce my rum. There was a barkeeper there. And he sat and he listened. He had an idea of all of these ways that they distilled, that they produced, that they aged rum.
Right.
And he had a little bit of, Scrabble on some piece of paper that he did in the basement of Peña. They were cleaning it a few years ago. And they found some, let's just say, recipe that gave us the idea to be like, okay, you know what? there used to be production of alcohol here. It used to come through the Caribbean islands all the time, every day, every single time, all the time. So what we decided to do was, well, why can't we produce our own?
Right.
Why not bring our own brand to the local people?
Right.
We have so many other of our neighboring Caribbean islands that produce their own rum and alcohol. Why can't we do the same? And that is what Annabay stands for.
But is Annabay mostly for tourists, or is it for people in Curacao?
The local market.
It's for both. What we want to do is we want to start by doing it for the local people. We want our own cultures to embrace it, help our own cultures to bring our own product back to the surface of the world. We want to bring Curacao outside of its, it's that island that's just in the Caribbean, or it's that island that's associated with Blue Curacao, or it's that island that's associated with Aruba. We want it to have its own essence, we want it to have its own brand, and this is one of the ways that we want to bring it out there, by doing Annabay.
But okay, so it's very interesting, and I like the story of finding the recipe in the basement. But I've come to know Curacao since I've been born, basically, as a whiskey. Like old men and men drink whiskey. They drink white label. They drink black label. If they can afford, they drink other whiskey.
More pristine.
We're not a rum. Typically, now since the 80s up to now, we're not really a rum island. So, is it not a big step to introduce a rum and to try to make that one of the things that can brand the island?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, because I feel like what ended up happening was in those times we've lost our own cultural background, and what we started to do was we started to just copying what was happening around us and put it into our own system. As you can also say, just like the whiskey, a lot started happening with also wine, with also a little bit with cognac, because nowadays there are some brands of cognac that are very, very well known. And also you find with some single malts. And what ended up happening is I felt like the history of the island itself, the history, what we were doing from the beginning, from what we were known for, just got lost in time. And that is what I wanted to bring. But also, it does feel like a big step, but if someone doesn't take that first step, who will?
Okay.
So, all right. So I gotta ask a question then. What is your role within the company?
Besides being the
Salesman extraordinaire.
Salesman extraordinaire, especially being the face of it. We have the local distillery, as you see. If you come here, you can find me. I will give you a rundown of how the alcohol is produced. I will give you our sales. I will teach you about the history, the culture, and also how the alcohol itself is also produced. That is my goal as a salesperson, being inside of Annabay.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll ask for that raise. So
Yeah.
Annabay gives this guy a
Yo,
raise.
Debs, come true with that bag, baby. No, but all right.
Wait. So, okay, so
Yeah,
you're
go
a
ahead,
salesman. You're showing people who come to the store around. So people can just come off the street. They come here.
Yes.
Do they need to make an appointment? Do they need to pay something to get the information tour, whatever?
Yeah, well, we do have a tour that you have to make a registration for online. You can find it on our website. But the store is open from Monday through Friday from 9 till 5. You can come in, you can just look around, have a little bit of a taste. But if you want a little bit more of a tour, to more an in-depth guide on how the rum is produced, all the variety of tasting and all the variety of barrels do we have, that is where you can make a reservation and you can get more time with us.
All right, let me give you the last softball question
Softball question.
Before we get to stuff that you haven't practiced. Yeah?
Okay.
What is the differentiation? Like, what makes Annabay Club rum different than all the rest?
Well, one of the prime things of our brand, I would like to say, is number one, we don't add any sugar to our product. A lot of our product, a lot of all other alcohol products on the island, you find them that they have a lot of additional chemical compounds that's in it, including additives, sugar, and also coloring. Our brand do not have any of that in it. That is what sets off completely different from all the other brands that there is.
Yeah, but it is rum, so it's based off.
It's based
Sugar,
off
well,
of
sugar
sugar cane, yes.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with the process is, it's a little bit chemistry. What ended up happening is sugar cane, once you extract
Yeah.
the sugar outside of it,
Yeah.
one of the byproduct that is left behind is molasses.
Yeah.
That is what we use to make our alcohol, our
And
rum.
that's it. You don't add
Yeah,
anything.
and
It's just
a lot of
molasses and
other
that's it.
brands, what they would do is they add sugar back into the product to make it a little bit more sweet or a little bit, let it go down a little bit more easy. Not ours.
All right. Okay. I know.
Wait a minute. Man, the flavors. You forgot the flavors.
No, wait.
Get
No,
down,
before
we
we go
gonna
to the
get-
flavors, because I do like my rum. So here in this store where we're recording right now is where you have barrels, because rum
Yes.
is aged in barrels.
Yes.
So how does that work? And I see we have different flavors here. We have the super young one, and going all the way
Super
to the
young.
to the
Well, that's a
viejo.
good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maar,
They're
but
always
how
young.
is it all around me? How do you age these rums? Because the store
So,
is not that big.
Well, we do have a little bit of a secret warehouse. We're not allowed to disclose that location.
Of course
And
not.
then we keep those aging in those barrels in that warehouse.
Ah,
Over
okay.
here, we do have a variety of barrels that are in the product that you see right beforehand you, right in front. As you can see, one of them is pure white. It's clear. You can see right through it. That one is our white rum. That is, as I said before, it has no additives, no added sugar, no food coloring, nothing chemically added
So
to
you
it.
can give it to a baby. No,
Yeah,
don't give
I'm
rum
gonna
to
give it to a
babies.
baby. I have to review
I was
that.
gonna say gluten free,
Yeah,
but
well,
you
there-
beat me
okay,
to it, man. God
Great.
damn.
Yeah. So that one is mostly used for. That one is mostly used for making rum cakes, tiramisus. If you want to do mojitos, daiquiris, Moscow Mule, you want to make rum cakes. Those are the ones. That is the brand that you use to make those ones. Now, Korsawa Kiwasaka about bolo burache. If you want to
Alright.
make something that's locally and has a good kick to it, that is the one to use right there, the white one. Now, the one that you guys been sipping on all day,
That's the amber.
that's the amber. Now, why is it called the amber? It's because it sits 2 years inside of an oak barrel. Now, after this 2 years, we take it out, we put it inside of those little flasks, and that is what you guys are drinking at the moment.
Right.
It has a little bit more of a vanilla, oaky kind of taste to it, so it's a lot more smoother than the pure white one.
Right.
And then all the way to my left, probably the viewer's right, is what we like to call our aged rum. Now that one is a different beast on its own. Okay,
Right.
that is a nice one right there. It
Right.
aged over 5 years in 3 different barrels that we have: Jack Daniels,
Oh,
Jim Beam,
Right.
and Woodford Reserve.
I'm
There you go.
intrigued.
It's, yes, 3 very, very nice barrels. It sits for over 5 years in those barrels. At the end of its lifetime, what we do is we take a little bit of it outside of those barrels and we recask it. It means we put them all in a new cask. Whiskey from Tennessee. It's a Tennessee barrel.
Right.
It sits for about 3 to 12 months for it to get that right blend, that right consistency, that right flavoring. Let that sit and marinate. That's how we use it in the Caribbean. You let your food marinate.
Marinate.
You let it marinate.
Marinate.
Okay? And also, it's a pot and column still blend. So with that, you get a more diverse kind of taste to it. Very, very dark chocolate, vanilla. You have a bourbony kind of
So
taste
I
to
wanted
it.
to ask, is that then what you would recommend for whiskey drinkers?
Yes, that is what I recommend for whiskey drinkers and pure rum drinkers. You got to be careful. There are 2 types of drinkers. There's the type
There's
that goes.
Marlo and there's Denise.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, there is. It's a
What the
very big
hell?
difference. There's a big difference.
Okay, so then what is the difference between Marlo and Denise then? Me,
Anders
going,
zal graag, maar
yeah, just switch that. All right, but for real,
Okay.
what's the difference?
She'll drink stuff with name. You just drink anything.
Negro.
No. I have to say, for somebody who just met at least me, he summed it up. He saw
Wow,
it.
wow, 2 of
Hij heeft
y'all.
het meteen goed gezien.
2 of y'all. Wow, all right, cool. Suck
don't
up,
know,
whatever it is. But
But okay, you
But
know what
alright,
this
but
means.
alright,
So next time that we're here, I'm gonna be drinking that. I'm gonna put in my request from now.
yeah, man, it's true.
Nee,
But
maar
is there anything else that you want to add to the story for any of this, brother? Because you've spoken. You've spoken a lot, but
I've tried my best.
you
I've
try
tried
your
my
best. But is there anything else that Annabay would like to bring forward to the people?
I've always said, for everybody that's on Curacao, come by Annabay Club. Come by, have your rum, taste a little bit, have a little bit flavor of your own ground, your own culture, a little bit local from what we do have here and what we produce on our own island. We, as a person from Curacao, we can produce it, we can do it ourselves, and because of that, we can make our island shine on the main stage.
There it is.
Okay, I have
Yeah,
one more
yo.
question mark. Okay,
No, 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 no.
wait,
Go ahead,
no,
go ahead,
no,
go
no,
ahead,
no,
go ahead,
I
go ahead.
forgot my question.
You
It's
forgot your
okay.
question because
It
that
must be the
amber
amber.
kicking.
It must be the amber.
It must be the amber
Kicking like a. Yo, man, cheers. Yo, to Annabay, to us,
Salud,
to
salud,
the
thank
Drunken
you.
Monks. And yeah, yo, you gonna stick around for like one more?
Oh no, that was the thing. Yeah, where can we get the? Okay, of course you have the shop in the Chico.
Okay.
Is it the Chico Square? Where are we now?
Yeah, Jojo Plain.
Oh yeah, Jojo Korea Square.
Yeah.
Plain. Maar where can we find? Can I find Annabay in the supermarket?
Yes, you can also find us in stores such as Van der Twil. You can find us also in like Esperamos. And also you find us, of course, in the airport where the Peña section would be. You can find us also at the Peña building that you find at the other side of the bridge. So most of the local stores on the island do have our product, and a lot of the bars in the city and the high-end bars do use our product for making their cocktails.
There you go.
All right. Thanks so
Yeah.
much for the info.
Jesus Christ. Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah,
Anything else?
We're looking for the next section.
Yeah. Dude, blood type. No, but are you sticking around for like a little bit more?
Yes, I am.
Let's
Yes,
stick
All
it
right,
around.
so we're gonna go.
with a small
you know,
break.
Yeah, too.
the man behind the Annabay. Well,
Yeah.
behind this, Mr.
The man behind the
Tea,
salesman.
yeah. Okay.
The man behind the salesman. Yo,
All right,
guys.
we'll be right back. We're back.
We are back. We are back, and we're back with our man, Frangelo.
Thank you very much.
Frangelo, because
Thank you.
apparently the other name is only for friends and for family and for them ones.
It's earned.
Nah, but Frangelo Dortolina, representative of Annabay. Guys, welcome back. We got a new sponsor. We're back in the house. New season, new digs, new every goddamn thing. We're nothing but new. You check what I mean? But anyway, I did find that while it was a practiced and very well-rehearsed speech, very well-rehearsed answers and one and so, we do try to get to the real on this podcast as well. And whenever that we talk to some people, we try to get to know them. Yeah, yo, Frangelo. Frangelo. Tell us a bit about yourself, man. Like who are you? Like, I would do like about you di Korsal,
Korsal, puro Jackie.
Okay.
Say Jackie now. So, if you guys don't know, I was born and raised Bandabo, downtown. Born and raised here 18 years. Then after that, I decided to go study in the United States. I stayed there for about 4.5 years.
What did you study?
The computer science.
Oh.
Programmer.
Okay.
Yes. Then afterwards, I decided to come back to my island, produce a little bit over here, work a little bit over here, come back to the hometown. And then as the days go by, my talents, the things that I like to do on my free time, what people like to call your God's gift, decided to take over my skills.
Wow, God's gift, my nigga.
That's what they call it. That's what my grandma always told me. You got a hobby, you got a talent, and you got a God's gift. It's those three things. You got to
There you
make
go.
sure you have them. And those decided to take over, and those are the things that I do at the moment right now.
So
Okay.
what are those?
Yeah.
Well, I was born. Well, my God's gift is what my grandma always said is like something that you don't have to put in effort, and you can just do it. It's something that you can just do. You were born innately with it. Okay. It's something, and it came natural to me. I think for me, it's the STEM field. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's just physics, chemistry, biology, and math are just my thing. I think I got it just because when I was younger, I watched a lot of TV, and Cartoon Network was there, but I watched also a lot of National Geographic, Animal Planet, and history. And as a young person, all of those knowledge were just imbued into me and how I just view the world. And then once I got into the science field, it just came natural to me. So that's what I do. I just feel like that's the stuff I can do on a natural basis that also involves programming and design.
Okay. What do you do as a hobby, though?
Hobby, now that is something for pure enjoyment.
Okay, but
that is something.
Wait a minute. Full disclosure, people.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Me and Yayo are boys. Me and Yayo are boys. It just happens to be that my man works here like as well. And trust, he was not part of the plan. You know what I mean? But at the same time, full disclosure. Something that he's about to get into is a hobby that he and I both enjoy and we're trying to bring forward as well. But that being said, this is his story and we're going to go forward with that. So what is your hobby, brother?
So my hobby is gaming.
Like ganzenbord en mensen erg hier niet en Monopoly.
I wish it was those. Even though I do like those type of games, video games would be the more appropriate version of it. Esports, what we like to call it.
Whoop, whoop.
What ended up happening with me is, as a kid, I didn't go out that much. I didn't play out that much. I had a few uncles that had video games at the time, and they would come over to my place, and then they would bring those little video games for me to play. Like we would play like Contra and like Street Fighter 1, but I didn't know how to play that game at all.
Street Fighter 1 or 2?
I think it's like two. Yeah,
two.
And then
nerd alert.
No, but there's a difference. Trust.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to have any of that because my parents never gave me. I didn't have a PlayStation until I went to I would like to call it. She's like my god sister because her mother is my godmother.
Right.
I went to her house and she had video games. And at that place, I was like, I would go there and I would play video games all the time. And that's when my urge of playing video games came to me, and that's what I do as a hobby for just pure enjoyment.
Okay, all right, and the full disclosure is, guys, is that me and him we tend to we tend to want to try to build a community around it. We try to go forward with it. We are trying to bring Curacao towards the awareness of the fact that it's not a game freak so. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just game freaks and whatever. Yeah, so what got you into gaming, brother?
So, as a hobby, for me, it was at a very young age, I decided I wanted to play some video games. I wanted to get into video games because it was very simple. I was watching too much TV at home, and I went to play some sports outside, but my cousin had it was a PlayStation 2 at the time. And a Nintendo 64. My uncle used to have one at his place. I used to go to his place, sit and watch him play. But I couldn't play. You know how it's like when your uncles are playing video games. You can't touch the control. You're like, no, you're going to break it. You're going to do something. When I went to what I like to call my god sister's house, her mother is my godmother. She had one, and we played all the time together. And at that time, when I got home, I was always thinking about those games, and I couldn't play those games. And every single day, I was like, I got to go to her place to play some video games. That was the introduction of me to get into gaming. Yeah.
So, wait a minute. So, all right. So then, just to show some facts, usually, especially, I mean, like, how old are you now?
We're going to leave that one for the audience to figure out.
29.
Okay, we're going to put 29 on it. We're going to put 29 on it.
Yeah, we're going to put 29 like on the board, right?
For all the other ones, I'm 23, okay.
But for a lot of West Indian gamers, they tended to have the system at home. So you had just a little bit different, you had a little bit different. And because of the difference, I'm wondering if that increased your hunger or decreased it or whatever.
Yes, it increased my hunger. It increased it. Especially when, I would say, around third grade, when my cousin came from the Netherlands to live right here on the island. At that time, he had a Nintendo, he had a GameCube. and he liked going out to like playing volleyball, soccer, baseball, the kind of
He was an
games.
outside cat.
Yeah, he was an outside cat. And I remember I would always go to his place, and he would always say like, let's go to the field, let's go play some soccer, do this and do that. And I would always tell him like, man, I want to just play some games. I want to play. And he's like, no, we can't do it. We can't play games right now. It's my mom is gonna be. And I would always and he can't leave the house without me. So I always said, look, here's the deal.
Wait a minute. You was his ghetto pass, weren't you?
Nah, you can say something like that. You can say something like that. I'm not gonna say that.
You was his ghetto pass.
Yeah,
Like if
so
he go up without you,
he
the
gonna
boys, the boys are gonna beat him up.
No,
and
it was just
just like,
his mom was my auntie, love her to death.
Shout out to who?
To my auntie, Tanchi Pop.
Tanchi Bob, yo, shout out to Tanchi Bob.
She always was like, look, you guys gotta be together at all time, every time. Okay, if you going out, he going out with you. You guys coming back, you guys coming back together. And I would always make this deal with him. I go, okay, look, let's go to the field. We're gonna play some soccer, but once we come back, you're gonna ask your mom if we can play some GameCube, okay? And like that got me a little bit more into the game. We were playing Crash Bandicoot at the time. We were playing Super Smash on Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, those got me into the little bit more of the competitive kind of scene.
He just named a couple of classics for the
Apparently,
unlearn and for unschool.
so I'm thinking.
don't know.
I don't know shit.
It's okay.
So you could not. So Nintendo Q is Nintendo Q.
Nintendo GameCube. It's a GameCube.
GameCube.
Has different games from, let's say, N64.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different.
Just
So
for
it was a different type of generation.
Yeah,
Just like how like, you got
yeah.
like, all right. So like how you got like iPhone
And
11,
Android?
12, 13, 14 now is a different generation of iPhone.
Yeah, but I can do all the things. Well, on the newer ones.
Somewhat. New generations tend to have more complex gaming, more better visuals, and more integrated concepts. I would like to say.
But
Right.
what was the point that you then specialize? I don't know if it's like that in a
Like-
game.
like when you
because
get deep.
now you're playing all kind of different games because
Yeah.
you're going to
Yes.
all kind of
Yes.
people's houses.
When
and
did you get into Tekken, my nigga? Like, what
So
the fuck?
Tekken was one of those games that at my god sister's house, she had Tekken Tag
Okay,
Tournament
so
1.
Tekken is PlayStation or what?
Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah,
yes,
so it's always
yes.
like PlayStation, but like Tekken, not just console, but genre.
Right, yeah.
Because everything like he just named before is like adventure and platforming and this and
FGC,
and like everybody and their
shooters.
mama got it. But you gotta be a special type of person. I can't say no other way than that. That to love fighting games, to love fight, not just like it, love it. Like,
Yes.
To get into it and to want to learn it and to want to do it and to want to, there's a special type of brother. So explain, brother.
Yeah,
Please.
so at that time, what ended up happening is that you have what I like to call like party games
Okay.
or solo games. So
Party
like
is,
like Mario Party
Mario Kart.
or Mario Kart, like
Mario
those
Kart
are the parts.
solo,
Yeah,
yeah.
you compete against each other, but it was always in a group, and you would have like different types of ranks. I would like to say like different places you can come into those from first to second. Now Tekken and let's say Street Fighter and also Super Smash Brothers Melee, those you can play with more people, but they can also be one-on-one. So this is not, so when you're playing those games, you're not trying to beat the computer or beat the system. You're trying to beat the person that's sitting right next to you.
Correcto.
So this gives you a little bit more, for me, it was more of a more personal conflict or stakes. Like this is me now, and of course my cousin is older than me. So I was looking at it like, if I can beat him, that means I'm better than him. You know, that comes with that because he was more of a baseball player. He played soccer and he played volleyball, and he had those years already before me because I was sitting at home watching TV. So he would play better than him. He would play better than me. And when we go to compete or when we go to play, everybody would pass him the ball, and I'm just looking at him. I'm on the field, but I'm just here because he's here. But now in this game, I can be like, hey, there could be something that I'm better than you at.
Right.
Okay. Now, that also breeds competitiveness.
Correcto.
So now you're not playing for fun anymore. You're playing for keeps. You're playing for stakes. You're playing for win.
Honor, I
You're
guess.
playing for stripes. You're playing for like, either you're better or I'm better. That's the
it.
only
That's it.
outcome.
But it sounds like your cousin was not really interested in the game, so how
Yeah, but
much
he's-
are your stripes worth?
But he's still competitive because the thing about it is like, even though he's not that interested in the games, he might not be interested in the game, but he doesn't like losing.
I was about to say, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me look at the camera, look at the camera. Salt is tasty.
Salty.
Salt is tasty.
Yes.
And that's a term amongst, like, you know,
Yeah.
like fighting games. Like, if you lose and you don't like that you
Yeah,
lost,
yeah.
you're salty.
You're salty. You're
Yo,
very,
salt
very
is
salty.
tasty.
Very, very tasty.
Yo.
Very, very tasty.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
now you've been from your cousins. So
Yeah,
you're playing
this is at a
cousins
young
and then-
age. This was at a very young age. Then what ended up happening was in my teen years, most of my at that time nobody wanted to compete anymore. But once I got to my teen years, about maybe 13, 14, at this time, when I went to a new school, at this time you start going to VSBO, as you know, on this island. I met some new friends, and there were a few other games we started playing heavily. Not even heavenly, not even heavy, but just heavily.
I
Okay,
think you've been drinking too much.
no,
of
it's
the
a new
product,
word.
bruh.
It's a new word.
I think
It's a
you've
new
been
word.
drinking too much of the
It's a
product,
new
bruh.
word.
All right, what were the games?
Jokes. No.
What
But
was it?
was some of our boys already?
No.
Like, did you meet like some of the boys like already?
No.
Okay,
At
all
this-
right, good. Yeah, man, go ahead.
At
go
this
ahead, go ahead.
time, it was all of my friends at school, and we were playing at this time. Of course, there was Call of Duty. This one's a shooting game. We were playing, yeah. It's shooting, but I still had that juice of fighting games. And the one fighting game that I was playing at that time heavily. Not heavenly, not heavy, heavily.
Heavily.
Was Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3.
3. Yo, my man. Yo.
2 and 3. So many death
Yo,
controllers. So
for
many
real,
death
for real,
controllers.
for real, for real. All right.
Okay, yeah.
No. We speak
It's
the same
a,
language.
it's a,
Don't worry about
this
it.
game is
Don't
it's
worry
an
about
anime. Dragon Ball is an anime, which
Nah,
means
she know what Dragon Ball is, but
I'm just saying.
This is anime, that's all I know.
It's as in
But they
anime.
made a game about it. They made
Yeah.
a game about it.
Yeah.
They made
It's-
several.
It's called Japanese cartoon, so that's anime. Japanese cartoon is called anime. And Dragon Ball is one of the most well-known anime of all time.
So we
It's
yeah.
just hands down the most well-known.
And they made games of the
Yeah,
mother.
and they decided to
Yeah.
make a game about it, a fighting game about it. So now you have not only everybody that love watching the cartoon, they are picking, they're fighting against each other. And the thing about Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3 that made them so ingrained into the culture was the simple fact that it had an exorbitantly large roster.
Roster.
What does that mean?
It means it had so many characters
you
to
can pick
pick.
any character you want to play.
So
So, if you got
almost
your favorite character,
yeah.
So if you like that side character and you don't want to play anything else, you can play that side character.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody,
for real.
almost everybody everyone that was in the series was a playable character in that game. So a lot of times, even if you would watch movies, like at this time they had Mortal Kombat, like if there was someone that you looked at on the TV, or did you see inside of the game and you're like, oh my God, that character is so good, I really want to play as that character, and it was not a playable character in the game, you would have like not want to say distaste, but you would not feel as connected. But that Dragon Ball game, they ingrained almost every single one. They had side characters that they only had like 2 seconds of screen time in the cartoon, and they decided to put it as a playable character.
Seguro.
But at that time, was there a gaming culture in Curacao?
Curacao has a very, very loose, I would like to say very loose gaming culture. What ended up happening at that time is every single school had their own little hub of gaming. Because over here, the island, the schools are very, I'm not gonna say segregated, but they're very alone on their own.
Yeah.
They don't mix, you have a neighborhood and you have a school. And every single kid in that neighborhood goes to that school. They all compete with each other, and that's pretty much it. And then
They don't know what's outside.
They don't know what's outside. If you are lucky enough in one of those households where you have a brother or a sister that goes to a different school than you, and they also know the community there, then during, let's say, weekends or maybe parties, you can invite those other people over, and that's when you start getting these little mini links here
like
and there.
Mini tournaments,
mini get-togethers, and this is how the chain runs throughout Curacao. But it takes so much time and getting to know that by the time the chain reaches from West Point to Ospin is almost like 2 or 3 years has gone by. And you know, in Curacao, two years you're in one VSBO, those kids already moved, already gone. So it's already, it's a very loose, you know, you lose track of who's good, who's not good, and who's putting the time and effort in those games.
Facts.
Okay.
Shoot, I want to put a lot upon this, man. Jesus.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
I
We
do,
got time.
but I do got a question though. Because I know you was a Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken.
Yo,
Tekken was
yo,
my
on,
Tekken.
on God. This
On
is a
G.
Tekken God, yo. This is a Tekken God. This is easily top 20% of the planet. Like
Of
I'm
the
not
planet?
even not bullshitting.
Yeah,
Not bullshitting.
yeah.
Not bullshitting.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Not bullshit.
It's true.
Not bullshitting. Not bullshitting.
It's
So
true. It's
here's a little side step or whatever, right? In the online gaming community that you have in this world right now, a lot of the games have ranks, right?
And a leaderboard.
And like a leaderboard is who's this
Who's
whatever
the
whatever.
best? Like the
Correcto,
top 5,
right,
the top
right.
20,
Yeah.
whatever.
And they have it globally and they have it for per character like as well, right?
Okay.
Easily, and we can show the math in that or whatever. But my man is in top 20%, like like maybe not top 10, but top 20.
Mar, wait a minute. Now in this world nowadays, you
Yeah.
can make a living playing professional games. I'm
Yeah.
thinking Tekken probably you can make money off of it.
Sowieso.
Are you making money playing games?
Am I making money playing
You
games?
broke as a fucking.
Hey, he airing out dirty laundry. He's just airing out dirty
But
laundry.
no, but wait
I
a
don't know what
minute.
to do.
If you're top 20, why are you not making money off of your
I,
God-given talent?
I could. This is my hobby and my God-given. No, it's a hobby and a God-given talent because I grabbed what I do for math, physics, and science, and I implemented into the
Applied
hobby
it.
that I play. I combined them both. So now
I can back that up to like.
So
So-
can we say that everybody who's struggling just get your kid a PlayStation?
no,
And
it's
math,
not.
struggling
No,
in math?
no, no,
Then-
no. Everybody's struggling. You can try.
You can try.
You could try, but
I would- I would
there
not-
ain't LeBron James on every
Yeah.
corner either.
Yeah.
There's not a Michael Jordan on like any corner like
You-
either.
for-
It's like once in a generation, once in a whatever that is like king or whatever. Shall we tell the story of like Aslan or not?
No.
Arslan. That's a different breed. That's a
Right.
whole. We can touch upon it real quick. But what
Real
ended up
quick.
happening is like this is one thing that I learned from a very very young age when my cousin had like a 10 she was 10 years old or 11 years old. My parents didn't know what they were gonna get her for a birthday party. I would have just recommended getting a clown, but they decided to bring a motivational speaker in.
A motivational
little
speaker?
Yeah,
Motivational
exactly. And trust me,
Motherfucker.
I don't remember anything that he said, but there was one thing that he said that I do remember. He said, if you grab the two things you like doing the most, look at the list of things that you love doing. You know,
Drinking and sleeping.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. You grab
Drink
the
in
two
my
things
sleep and
that
I
you can
feed.
do at any given time. Like things that even when you're sick, or even when you're down, or even when like you had a hard day, if someone tells you, hey bro, let's go play some tennis, or you go, hey bro, let's go for a drive, or hey, let's go swimming, you will be like, sure, I'm tired, but I can do it.
Right.
You grab those two things, he said, you grab those two things, you combine them, you find a job that does those two things, you'll never work a day in your life.
Which is facts.
You're looking for that job.
I already got that.
No.
I already got
he
that
has
job.
a job. He
Yeah,
has a
I
job.
had that job.
He has
I had
a
that
job.
job.
He
I
has
had
a
that
job. He's happy. He's happy where he's at. He's happy where he's at.
Good.
yo.
Good. Great.
But wait, let's go back. So people are making money playing games.
Yeah, of
Is
course.
it are there people in Curacao making money playing games, and is it possible for Curacao
Yes.
kids to make
Yes.
that money?
Yes, there is.
Okay,
Yes,
you
there
want
is.
to talk about like Fuego? or
Well,
you wanna
I don't
talk
want.
about
We
Fuego?
don't want to mention
it's
all
love.
of it.
Wait
It's
a minute.
love.
It's
love.
love.
It's
It's
love.
love
But
towards Fuego.
You know,
Believe
there are some other brands on the island. For an example, it's like Fuego, and there's another one called Aqua, if I'm not mistaken.
Brands? What?
As
do
in
you
there
mean?
are
Fuego are
There are-
players or people?
there are an
like it's a
esports
team.
organization.
Yeah, like it's a team. It's
team,
like
okay.
it's like think like Ajax, think like
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago Bulls or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean?
They are an esports organization. Esports stands for electronic sports.
Correct.
So they have a brand themselves, and what they do is there are a variety of games that they play, and they would have kids / students / players would come under their wing, and they would sponsor them, teach them, and let them
Grow them.
compete on an international level.
Yeah,
And those tournaments, and then even with that on the side, you can get such as brand deals, you can do sponsoring, you can do commercials for advertisement, you can stream. All of those
Especially-
are revenue that you can
Especially
make
with
money.
the streaming, if you build yourself to a point where you're not to be ignored. So
Mm-hmm.
like if a random player from Curacao streams and busts the ass of like again, the top 20% of,
Of
like,
the
East
world, of
Coast
anybody
or,
in the
or
world.
like the East, whatever. They just come on like, oh, Dread, okay, I'm gonna play against this guy. I have a recording of me beating this guy because we all know what his gamer tag is and whatnot and whatnot. All of a sudden, you're in
We
the
have the
conversation.
receipts. That's what we like to call the
We have
receipts.
you have
We
the
have the
receipts.
receipts.
You're in the conversation, and then all of a sudden, teams and whoever can look at you, be like, "Yo, Dread, this man just beat like Chris G
Or XX.
or like
X
Justin
name,
Wong
anybody.
or like Daigo or Whitfield," and like, oh, okay, so this person is like really legit.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
can-
even just one game. It's like, because in competition and in gaming, you can have just like any other team, right? Just like any other sports or whatever, you can have like momentum and dips and lows and highs and whatever, right? You can have a hot streak, but you can also have like, like a dip as well. But we play to try to mitigate that fact. So we don't play one game, we play a series. We don't play one game, we play the first to 10. We don't play one game, we play a lot of them. So like, yo, I beat you definitively.
Yes.
I didn't just beat you on one, I beat you on a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And then with that, you'd be like, oh shit, this man is actually he's
real
actually doing something.
He's
He's
real
actually,
deal.
like,
Consistency is key. That's what I
but
would.
how do you find these people? So now I get my kid a PlayStation or
Right.
name another gaming device.
Mm-hmm.
How does the kid compete against this one guy of Whitfield who you guys?
For me,
listed?
I've always said there's three types of people that play video games, and I would always say it's the same with almost any single sport or activity that you do.
Right.
You have someone that is what I like to call a beginner, someone who is just getting into the game and they don't know anything about it, and they're just learning. There are intermediates, what I like to call people who's been playing the game for a long time, from almost 2 to 3 years to even, I could say, 35. Because there are some people that they will never get, or they do not strive to be at the third level, which I like to call experts. Experts are a evolving state. You are always trying to be better at the game. You are always trying to be better than all your other peers in the game.
Yeah.
You want to know all the intricacies of the game. You want to know.
dog.
Yeah, I would like to call it that dog in you.
dog in
You
him.
want to bring all of that out and using that to always advance and having progress. As any parent that brings one of those games to their child, you have to always, I always say, it takes just a little bit of time and effort for you to figure out, does your kid play this game just to have fun? Or do they have a competitive mindset, which means that they're not just playing the game just to pass time or to just fill in the gaps of what they want to do. They're playing the game because they want to be better than their peers. They're chasing after something that they are, quote unquote, some people would say it's an addiction. I would always say Michael Jordan is addicted to the game of basketball. He is addicted to that winning mentality.
Yeah.
That is what brings him over the edge in combination with all of his talents.
Yeah, too.
All right.
Yeah.
That's done. Jesus H. Christ, we
Well,
have been.
but- yeah,
no,
but
no,
I
one
think-
more, one more, because we've been going long.
All right.
We've been going long. We've been going
Because
long.
you, Marlo, and you referred to it as well, Yayo, is you were saying you're trying to build a community,
Right.
a community of gamers.
Yes.
So,
Right.
what does it mean, and why do we need a community of gamers?
May I? No, may I?
Go.
Man,
I
because,
mean,
nigga, you've been talking. You've been talking. You've been talking.
I got,
you've been
okay,
talking.
go ahead.
Marlo's
I'm gonna
getting
slide in
carried
By the way,
some
by the way,
reasons.
by the way,
from-
can somebody pour me one, please? Just a little shot, little
There's a-
something, little something.
Shut.
No, but all right, but listen, this.
I
Look.
have it on the record that Marlo finished the bottle. The news
Ah,
did not
da. But all right, cool. Because it's that delicious. Ew. All right, but no.
You don't want thing, no?
No.
No, but here's the thing. Look, you cannot get better by yourself, and community also means a lot more besides the playing one-on-one. Like the community means infrastructure. That is the main point.
Infrastructure meaning there's a screen, there is a game,
There's a game, there's a screen, there's a place, there's a whatever. There's a safe space for us to come together, at least break bread, if not learn. You understand what I mean? Like, community also means the fostering of the idea of tournament. Because you can have a group of friends, you can have a space, you can have a screen, you can have a console, you can have all these things. But if we're only playing each other, it doesn't get better.
Don't get better.
Like, you need to play as many people as you can to be able to say, all right, you know what? This is because it's weird when it comes to fighting games. You can have quote unquote the best meta of the game
Game,
or
yeah.
whatever in your region,
but it
but
doesn't.
you come across that one dude
That from the
that
other
does,
side, or the
that
other
does
side of
this
the planet.
weird business that does just that's your weakness, and you never played against the dude, and all of a sudden you're the best dude until you play him, and then you lose. And then he's a dude that okay, he beat you, and then okay, where does he lie in that rank or whatever, and you gotta try to figure it out. All of these things allow you to become like steel sharpened by steel. Like
Yes.
all the community is all like every individual is steel, and steel sharpens steel. And so the more steel you have, the more sharpened you become. You
Come
know what I
on, you
mean?
become you change from a sword to a blade.
Yo, for real. And like what
for
it
real.
like what tends to happen is that nowadays you don't have a necessity to go by your neighbors no more. You don't have a necessity to go like what he was talking about going to like his god sisters and this and that whatnot. Everybody, even in a lower socioeconomic class, whatever, people have their things that they play, and people have the things that take their attention or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And in that, what tends to happen is that you don't get sharp, you don't get whatever. His time, my time before that or whatever, all you had was the game and the person. That was it. We didn't have internet. We didn't have none of this stuff.
Internet came afterwards.
After, because even though there was
I
internet,
was
it was
about 14. I mean, we had internet before that, but online gaming,
right.
it was like maybe that was like 13. Yeah, 13, 14.
And being able to afford it. That's
Yeah,
another
that's
thing
what
too,
I'm
because
affording
even
it was.
like
That's
even
another
that we're
story.
kind of considering
yeah.
now too, like as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to play against players internationally, like whatever, was not available to us at the time. So we had to play the neighborhood boys. And we had
Yeah,
to play like
yep,
everybody
yep,
that was around
yep.
us,
Alright,
whatever.
wait, I get it. So, but now playing against someone in Hong Kong is available. Playing
Yeah.
against someone with Phil in Timbuktu is available. So
Right.
why do you need to create a literal local community if I can play with
You wanna answer this one?
anybody?
Yeah. So yeah,
the world.
yeah, for me,
you wanna answer this one?
yeah, I got. So first, I want people to they gotta grasp the idea of why you need to have it in your local base, and then for you how the effect is until you go outwards. So for me, what happened to me was I played Tekken a lot when I was little until I was in my Havo years. I decided to start playing it on a gaming console, and all of my friends around me had it, and I was just beating them senselessly. Okay, that was just winning for no reason.
Humble
I
brag.
did. I did.
Humble brag.
I just. Then afterwards, what ended up happening was I went to the U.S. and at that time they had a lounge, and inside this lounge there was a TV that you can just borrow. You can just use it. And I was like, I don't want to wait for my 2-hour class in between, so I don't want to go home for 2 hours and then come back. I had my
So
PlayStation
he
on
had
me.
a lounge at school
Cool.
where
Wait.
he was spending his time in between classes.
Yes.
Right.
So I decided to bring my PlayStation, and when I was sitting and playing Tekken at the time, people would walk by the class, and they would the glasses, and they would see me, and they're like, "Hey man, can I come in and play a game with you?" And I would go like, "Yeah, sure, man." Yeah. And I would play, and I would keep winning, and then constantly win. Then somebody came from nowhere, and he beat me. And I was like, "Ooh, now I gotta go home and practice." So I go home and practice and beat him. Then he goes home and practice and beat me. So we kept doing this.
Right.
About a month, 2 months in, some random guy in the gaming lounge, I still know him till today, he decided, he was like, you guys are playing this game all the time. You think you're really good at the game? There's a tournament down in Buffalo. Go down there and go compete. I think it was like $10 entry and you won like $700. And I was like, ooh, $700, that's easy money. Come down there, you can just win. And I'm not gonna lie, when we went down there and we got destroyed. We got slaughtered. And at this time they started streaming it on Twitch, so you're getting beaten while being streamed on Twitch, so it's online and everybody's seeing you.
Public ass beating.
Yeah, and people are standing behind you, just being like, "Oh my God, this guy sucks." And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "No, man, I'm good at the game."
Yeah, I swear.
Yeah, I swear I'm good at the game. So then at that time, what ended up happening was, okay, fine. Was that camera turned on? We're good. Okay, so at that time, I was like, okay, a guy came to me and he was like, at this time I didn't know who he was. He was like, yo man, how long have you been playing the game? I was like, I've been playing for a few years. And all I wanted to do was win. I've been winning my whole time. Everybody that came to beat me, I can go home, practice, come back and win. So all I wanted to do was win. He said, if you want to come by the community, we gather around every single Friday and stuff like that. And at that time, that's when I started becoming competitive. The guy that I was training with, I would look at his rank he told me, go home, play online. playing ranked online gets you better by climbing up the ranks. I said, okay, cool. I go home and I start playing. And the guy that I was playing with at the time, I would always sneakily look at his profile and which rank he was. And when I see that he passed me, it was just an internal battle with myself. I go, I gotta pass him. I gotta pass him. And then I'm looking online. I'm looking at all the setups, all the stuff to get better at the game. Once I come back, and I got really good at the game at the time and competed, once I came back to Curacao, that's when my mind opened up and I went like, oh my God. Because there were some kids that I knew online that were completely addicted to this game. And at the time I started looking at competitions, you can go and you can compete and people were winning a very lonesome amount of money. And I was like, oh my God. To give a little mini side story on this, I'm gonna give a shout out to my man.
Who?
I'm gonna tell you. So me and my cousin was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1 at this time.
Right.
We're playing Team Deathmatch online at home on a split screen, okay? And we've been playing Team Deathmatch the whole time. We played Team Deathmatch. There is a certain kill streak that means you kill, I think it's like 11 or 12 people in a row without dying. And you open this kill streak and then it's like some dogs that will come in on the stage and they will eat everybody up. And we're playing and there was one guy in our team that got that kill streak. We're like, what? He's good. Where'd it go? Oh, no, it's a team that man. We winning. Then second game, he's in our team again. I'm like, oh my God, we gonna win again. We won. Then the third game, he's in the enemy team. I was like, oh no, we gotta no, you can't do that to us now. And he just molded all of us. At this time, his name was the King CFT. At that time, you can create an emblem on the game. Okay. As in, you can just grab like random, like these random objects. You can make a sort of emblem of it. When I went to look at his emblem, it was blue, a yellow stripe, blue, 2 white stars.
Oh.
And I said, oh my God. This guy is from Curacao. I send him a message and I go like, yo man, you're from Curacao. I'm from Curacao too. And he's like, yo man, I've never met somebody from Curacao and stuff like that. So we matched up, we became friends. Yeah. Now the thing about this game was, at this time, I think there was at least bare minimum 5 million plus people playing this game. Bare minimum. Black Ops 1 was that good of a game in Call of Duty. And I go to look at Team Deathmatch and there's a leaderboard. I kid you not. This guy at this time was ranked 99 in Team Deathmatch.
From 5 million.
In the world. He was ranked 99 in the world.
98 niggas that could beat him.
And I don't even think
4 miljoen
and I don't even think and to be fair, I think that some of those people even in the ranks were hackers. Like at this time they were cheating the game.
Like bots and shit and whatever.
So and at this time I was like I would play from morning till night, like 2 or 3 a.m. he would be online. I'd go to bed, leaving him online. Wake up, he's still online and playing.
Yep.
So this is a thing you can only do if you're a kid,
in
or
the
if
teenage
you're a
years.
millionaire.
Yeah.
There's no other time in your life you can do this.
And I was thinking at this, so once I came back to Curacao and I was thinking about those things, I was thinking this guy, if he had the platform to go and participate on an international level, I wouldn't say he would be the best, but he would be at least number 99 in the world. And having those, and again, it's random. You're just playing against 5 million other people, and what are the chances of you getting someone that's better than you? But you're still climbing up the ranks. And I was thinking, if you can filter that out, and you're only going against the people that are those people that are in that 98%, the 98 ranks above than you, you will get better. You will automatically climb. Depends how hungry you are in the game. You will get better in that game.
So for you, then, community is like literal community. It's a way to train yourself to become better, to be able to compete against the world.
Yes, because besides the video gaming aspect, Curacao, we know we have very, very good baseball players.
Yeah.
We know that we have people in the MLB.
Yeah.
How many people are on the planet? How many people play baseball? And what are the chances that we have so many good MLB players coming from this island? We also have, for an example, Jurandy Martina, which is track and field. Okay, what are the chances of that guy from this island performing the way that he did? Yeah. The only way he does that is having the community around him, having the people to back him up, for them to push you to be at that level. If we can excel at that level in those other sports, why can't we in these sports?
You asked about the community and why it's necessary and all that type of thing too, like as well. But there's a lot that goes into those competition moments, like as well. And the one thing that you forgot to explain is what I was hoping for, is like it's a different thing when you play a faceless person online,
Yeah.
and all you have is your mental stack, which is the calculations that you do once you're playing, versus somebody in your. And Lord help me, and Yayo, you're gonna forgive me for saying this, man.
Well, what's gonna be now?
Yayo is a psychological player. Yayo's in your ear. Yayo is like,
he's talking?
yo,
He's talking?
yo, he's talking. He's like, yo, partner, don't do that. Yo, don't do this. Yo, don't do that. Like he's in your ear, and he messes with your mental. Like he messes with how you might be if you're just at
Is that
peace.
express?
Yeah, Ambeja.
It grew that way.
Yeah,
no,
it's like
no, shit talking is a part of competition.
Yeah.
Like whether you have it during the game, before or after,
after?
but
Oh,
shit
Lord.
talking is a part of the game. Just like how you got football, like like clubs that chant and the supporters chant and shit, and you got to try to figure it out if you're the visiting team and that type of thing. It's the same thing. Like maybe not. Yeah, you might do it, but his team might. Like his team might, yo, ole, yo, they might do some shit.
Yes.
They might do some shit in competition.
All right.
Yes.
When is the next competition in Curacao? I need to be there.
Yeah,
No, but no.
it's I would say also it's like a Caribbean thing. If I can ever get the chance to, one of the places from the Caribbean that has been representing the FGC, which stands for Fighting Game Community, is the Dominican Republic. If anybody in the FGC knows when the Dominican Republic is at a tournament,
Yep. You know that they did.
You know they're there.
You know that they did.
Yeah,
They
but
will
everybody knows Dominicans are loud. So
No,
of
but no,
course
but
in
them-
this they have to be
Yo!
loud as well.
On God, I got stories. I'm not gonna tell it here, but yo, flags. They got flags and shit. They got They might have a delegation of 10 man. One man is playing. The 9 of them are running flags up and down.
Flags.
Everything.
There's
Yo,
like
they
have
yo,
flags
and-
going by, chair flying. Somebody would bring out a pollo.
Something might happen on the floor.
What?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just
no,
saying.
but no lie. There is something different about community playing versus you in your bedroom. There is a hype that is different, and especially because everybody has a story. Like everybody knows who's who and what's what,
Yeah,
especially at a particular level. There are the heroes of the community. There are the villains of the community. And everybody wants to see the villains lose. And
They
everybody
always
the
want to
villain-
see the villain fall.
and they want to see the heroes win.
Yeah.
And you start, whether or not that's your team member, whether or not that's your people or whatever, but I want to see that person win. I want to see that person lose. And you start cheering. You start doing the things. And really and truly, it starts with local tournaments, local vibes, local hype, local all those things. You can be in your room, fine. You can be in your earphones, fine. On the internet, fine, but it does not replace you facing the next man, you beating or being beat by the next man, and you having the sportsmanship within that moment to be like, yo, Dread,
Good game.
good game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here
Now
with
coming
us.
out, I think most people are sitting in.
Motherfucker. But anyway, yeah, you got the face on him. Yo, thank you for Annabay for everything so far and for everything going forward. Thank you for allowing us the space and for the rum, the wonderful rum. Yes, for sure. And that. D, thank you for being here. And once again for like another season.
What's going on?
I'm saying thank you, man.
I'm
thank
saying we'll be back next week.
you. We'll be back next week, yo. All right. So, amen. God bless. That's it. Good night.
Good riddance. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong crowd.
Wow, my nigga.
Good night. We love you very
Good
much.
night, people. And we'll be back next week. All
Like,
right?
share, subscribe.
All that good shit.